Hi there. This is an onboarding video teaching you how to become an OTA on 247 Travels. To become an OTA on 247 Travels, the first step is to scroll down to the footer. Now on the footer, we see a link saying become an OTA. We click on this become an OTA button and we're routed to become an OTA page. Now on this page, we scroll down to see a button that says register. Now we click on this register button and the model comes up telling us to become an OTA. But to become an OTA, we need to be registered as an affiliate. Now we click on the become an affiliate button to become an affiliate in order to become an OTA. Now, after clicking on the become an affiliate button, we're routed to the register page. And on this register page, we see some necessary details to become an affiliate. Now, still on the register as an affiliate page, I've been able to enter my details to register as an affiliate. I've entered all necessary details, and the next step would be to register my account. Now, to register my account properly, I click on the register button. Now, my account is being registered by 247, and I get a success message informing me that I've been successfully registered to become an affiliate of 247 Travels. Now, after registering, I haven't successfully become an affiliate yet. Okay. Now, remember I mentioned after registering, registration is the first part of becoming an affiliate because currently our status is still pending. Our affiliate status is still pending. Now, after successfully registering to become an affiliate, we also receive a mail from 247 Travels informing us of our status and that once we've been approved to become affiliate of 247 Travels, our affiliate status would become approved. But currently, we're still pending affiliates of 247 Travels. All right. Now that we've registered to become affiliates of 247 Travels, or an affiliate of 247 Travels rather, and we've also gotten an email from 247 informing us that our affiliate status is pending, and once approved, we become approved affiliates of 247 Travels. The next step would be to log in using our registered accounts. Okay. Now we've been able to log in successfully. Now that we have successfully logged into our accounts, the next step would be to log into our to go to our user console rather, and to do that we click on the arrow down close to the profile and go to my account. Now on my account, because we are still pending affiliates of 247 Travels, we get to see a section on the sidebar informing us of our pending status and that once approved, we'd get to see a different UI here. So now, once approved, I'll display the section that comes up once an affiliate has been approved in order to get to our next step of becoming OTO and OTO 47 Travels, which is online travel agents in full. All right. Now remember, we're still paying affiliates of 247 Travels, and I mentioned that once approved by 247 Travels, we get a mail informing us of approval and that we become approved affiliates of 247 Travels. Now, I've been approved to become an affiliate of 247 Travels, and here is a mail informing me of my approval. So now we go back to 247 Travels user console, and now I refresh my page to see the updates. Now, because I'm an approved affiliate of 247 Travels, we get to see a different section other than pending affiliates. Now, instead, we see an OTA section and it registers an OTA button. Now, because I want to become an OTA of 247 Travels, I click on registers an OTA and I'm being registered to become an OTA of 247 Travels, online travel agent of 247 Travels. It's loading. All right. Now, our registration was successful, and we get to see a message saying your OTA registration has been successfully submitted and is currently pending approval. You'll receive an email notification once your registration has been reviewed and approved. All right. All right. Now, still on the process of becoming an OTA of 47 Travels, we have gotten to the part of registering as an affiliate. We got approved to become affiliates of 247 Travels. We also go to the process of registering to become an OTA, and currently we're pending OTA of 247 Travels. Now, at the point of registering to become an OTA of 247 Travels, we got a mail, and the mail simply is informing us that once approved, we'll get access to both test and live key API keys which are needed for as an OT of 247 Travels, basically. Now, we come to the user console, basically, and now because I've been approved, I'm going to refresh the page. All right. Now, as an approved OT of 247 Travels, now I have access to API keys and all of my bookings. Also, at the point of being approved, would always get a mail informing us of our approval, basically. And it was because I got a mail of being approved to become an OTA that I navigated back to my user console and refreshed to see my keys and my bookings. Basically, the new section that comes up for approved OTAs for 247 Travels. Now, this is the mail I got to inform me or that informs us of being approved for test keys. Now, it says congrats, you now have full access to test keys and can now begin integrating our travel services into your platform. We're excited to see what you build. All right. Now we come back to the user console, click on API keys, and voila, we have access to our public API key and secret API key, and also bookings if available. But currently, I don't have any bookings, so I don't get to see anything there. All right. Now, remember I mentioned we have access to our test keys and bookings because we've been approved to become an OT of 247 Travel. Now, we have access to public API key and secret API key. We can copy when needed. And also, about the live key, we won't get to see any of the public API key. Neither will we get to see secret API key until approved to view live keys by 247 Travels. Lastly, we have a link here saying read documentation. Now, this documentation is basically about 247 Flexi API documentation, and it basically outlines all endpoints, request or response schemas, and integration guidelines necessary